Good morning to all. I'm Professor Avadhesh Yadav. Today we are here gathered to learn case study of advertising and marketing research. Question number 1 is related with case study of AMR, and it is separated into two parts. First part is case study, second part is B and C, that is related with questionnaire for 8 marks, and for 7 marks there will be a report writing. So you can attempt any one, either go for case study or go for questionnaire and report writing, depend up to you. Now when you go for questionnaire, make sure that questionnaire that you prepare, it should be liable and required as per the case study or the case that is given to you, which is that should be appropriate as per the case that is guided you in question number 1. And report writing, of course, you have to write on the basis of title page, acknowledgement, bibliography, and other queries along with the content like table format or pie chart, which is required to be, and the main content of that particular report writing. If you write or attempt these things, then also you can surely get good marks. The first part that is related with case study we'll discuss now. Suppose a case is the Times of India as a newspaper, they want to present new edition of newspaper in Solapur. So for that particular basis, they want you as a marketing research person, that you guide them marketing research or you prepare a marketing research program for Times of India. So there is a specific steps or the process that you have to write. If you know by chance the process when you write in this particular prospect of advertising and marketing research, very important question for you. It is purely related with the case study concept of advertising and marketing research. So when you write process properly and thoroughly, whichever is given to you, that will give surely good marks to you. Few books I have seen, there are 16 processes, part of process that is given to you. Otherwise there are exact 9 process, the part of process steps that is given to you. You just fill it that one and you will get good marks for sure. In that, the process number 1 will be always design research problem or objective. Now as per the case, whenever you are going to solve case, make sure always start with introduction. You have to write introduction. In AMR also. In AMR, like this particular case, you write introduction that my client is Times of India and they are going to present a new edition of Times of India at Solapur. And I'm there as a marketing research person to guide them what is the correct steps and guide them where and how they can put forward their particular prospect of Times of India, that edition. So after that problem, the first part is define research problem. This is what the problem is. The problem should be on, you have to guide to your client on the basis of demographic profile and psychographic profile. Who will be prospective customer or consumer for that particular area of Solapur, who can going to purchase or subscribe your Times of India newspaper. You have to also present specific psychographic profile, as I told you, demographic and psychographic, the mindset of that particular area. The people, those who like to prefer English newspaper in Solapur. Very important. You can suggest an appropriate marketing promotional strategy, what you can do for them. Promotional strategy, you can guide them. Then you can find out the latest trend in the newspaper that you can put forward in Times of India. Latest trend, especially on the basis of the region over there in the Solapur, that can attract more to a maximum people for the English newspaper. Hypothesis you have to draw, you have to put forward as per this particular case, that is Times of India. Hypothesis is the assumption, and I'll tell you, you have to go through with 2-3 hypotheses. If one particular thing is not available or not working, then another assumption you have to put forward and make your particular product to be relevant for the people over there. Now the second step of the AMR case study is determine expected value of perfection information. Determine expected value of perfect information. Now here, as I just told, that relevance part is very important. You just write, you are a marketing research person, you just write 4 pointers in 1 to 1 2 line, and that is relevancy, how much relevant that particular research to the Times of India. Quality is nothing but the quality of the newspaper and content that you are going to put forward for the Solapur people. Timeliness, for how many days or months you are going to do that particular research prospect for Times of India. And completeness, when you think that everything is going to be completed, the whole research part. You just write 4-pointer and that's it. This is all about step number 2. See, you are a marketing research person. They want you to design the research prospect, not actually stand up and go and do research. You are first planning and chalk out over there in the office. This is what the thing in the case study you have to present and put forward. Step number 3 is determine research techniques and data collection method. So which technique you are going to utilize and what data collection thing you are going to use. So for that, there will be two important things, primary data collection and secondary data collection. And primary is always, if you know, depend upon the case, whatever it is to be. Primary is time consuming and it is very costly. So maximum time it happens that being a smart researcher, you go through with secondary data collection method. So in primary, you can go with survey if you feel like, and if the budget is over there, they haven't mentioned any particular budget in your case study. So you can directly select the secondary method. And if you are writing primary and secondary 1 or 2, then you can go with primary ka one part. I'm just going to take survey method of primary to cut short the budget. And in secondary, I'm going to utilize few techniques for getting external data from that particular area of the Solapur. Few industries, few people, few agencies, I'll link up and find out the overall detail for my particular concern of the case that is mentioned over here. Step number 4 is determine the measurement techniques. Measurement techniques. This is a very important part related with the case study. Over here, you have to design a small questionnaire. As I told you, B part, question number 1 ka B part also a questionnaire. But here, small questionnaire you have to prepare and use for conducting that questionnaire. You have to show, you have to tell them in the research process that this particular questionnaire I am going to utilize for survey method, the primary. If you are writing primary, there should be a connection. Then attitude scale you can utilize. Attitude scale will be used for the designing questionnaire like Likert scale or any other types to be there, which is appropriate as per this. Okay. So you go through with this particular pointer on which basis, on what basis actually you are going to know the exact mindset of the people of that particular area. If you remember that true, not true, strongly agree, agree, average, not agree, strongly not agree. So there are staple methods to be there. So depend upon which method you feel is fast and quick so that you can collect information from people. That technique you just write it down over here. Through that you are going to measure the mindset of the people of that particular locality. Step number 5, very important. Here only people get confused as such to be. Research, design and sampling process. Research, design and sampling process. Now there are 3 different research designs which are available. Okay. In that, exploratory research, descriptive or causal research. So exploratory research, when anything is purely new, nobody knows about that particular product or service. That is purely new and that is new thing is going to exist on the basis of that particular research. Then exploratory will work in any particular research process. Second is descriptive. When anything is there and the new thing, you change things and then you are put forward to be over there. Like pen, when the first time introduced, that was exploratory. First time pen that was introduced. And after that, when it is ball pen or ink pen or different types of the pens which are introduced, that is descriptive technique is utilized. Some innovation, some changes, and the new form of the pen is introduced. Causal technique, when there is a cause and effect thing you want to put forward in front of the market. If there is this particular situation, then that particular effect is going to happen. Generally, I am telling you, you will get maximum time cases on the basis of descriptive. Like here also, Times of India and newspaper people know Now it is a new edition they are going to launch or present over there at Solapur. That means it is I am going to utilize descriptive technique in this particular research design. This is very important. Underline that particular descriptive technique. And if you are taking descriptive, that means it is cross-sectional. In that, the sampling method for the case study, you have to just write the sampling method is probability method we are going to utilize. In that, true panel or simple random sample, that will work. After that, step number 6, data processing and data analysis. So 2 pointers are there, data processing and analysis. Processing is nothing but whatever things or the data that you collect from the market, arrange it in a proper manner, in a tabular form, in a pie chart, or in a coding form, so that you get to know whenever you want. So that will do. As a researcher, I'll guide my colleagues, my team to do that particular data processing. Data analysis, appropriate statistical packets such as SPSS, statistical tool will be used. Now here, a specific software we can design and prepare so that everything should be bifurcated properly, and we can utilize those things whenever it is to be required for me. That is what called as data analysis. Whatever data I have collected through proper software, I just collect it and use it whenever it is to be utilized. Step number 7, determine time and cost. Always make sure it should be 1 to 2 months your research process. It should not be 6 month or 1 year process. 1 to 2 months, and maximum 5 lakhs you can utilize, or you can write 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs for 2 months. That's it. So you can write 2 months till 4 lakhs will be the budget to be utilized for this particular specific research prospect or research process. Step number 8, define the ethics of research. Ethics of research, like appropriate moral code, conducting guidelines, behavior of the researcher. Ethics to be over here, we will ask liable questions from the consumers, prospective consumer of Solapur, and make sure they should provide best as per their knowledge, and we can utilize those things while presenting my newspaper. I remember one DNA practical thing, when DNA wanted to launch a newspaper as a DNA, they did a very good research, and because of that you can see in DNA paper, sports edition is a huge section. All sports they have given a criteria. This is what the ethics, when people tell you properly what exactly you want, they want from you, then you can put forward the best thing which is demanded by that particular area. After that, step number 9, presenting research project. This research project is nothing but it should be easy format. It should be simple to understand to all, especially the owner of that Times of India. You have to write about the purpose of the research. What was the purpose of that particular research? Compiled research must be trustworthy. It should be trustworthy, so that wherever you have collected the information, that should be correct. And there should not be many variables. It should not be vague or abstract. You should give, you write it down. We will give after the research a concrete form of the research aspects, where the Times of India will do better in near future. And you can also write that title page, the index, content, introduction, main body, etc. And on the basis of report writing. So specific topic as report writing must be under this particular headline, not pure report, only the parts what you can process after the research. That's it. This is all about your case study of AMR, advertising and marketing research. So all the best, all of you present over here, those who are listening to this. Thank you very much.